Hey, what's going on YouTube? My name is Rachel, aka Lilyworks, and I am a full-time stay-at-home mom and a part-time reseller on Poshmark, Racine, eBay, Etsy, Facebook Marketplace. And today we are at the Goodwill outlet, aka the Goodwill BINS, and I have not gone for a huge BINS haul in a very long time. I've had the kids with me the last two times, last minute. I was sick for 2 weeks, and now we're finally done with all that, and I am excited. It is 12:31, so a lot of times at the BINS they have a rotation around one of shoes and purses and things that I'm interested in. So yeah, let's go shopping. Okay, so I am going to do a voiceover for this video because I feel awkward talking to myself in the thrift store, but here we are walking into the outlet. Here are the shoe bins I was going through. It looked like they might have recently already did a rotation of shoes, but as you can see, I still found a bunch of shoes that I thought were worth picking up. These I'm trying to show are by the brand Everlane, which is a really great brand. It says made in Italy. They just need to be cleaned up a little bit. I found a ton of Clarks, some Piccolinos, more Clarks. I think I found 3 pairs of indigo Clarks, and they're all in really great shape. Some aerosols, some Merrells, and then at the end of picking up shoes and purses and such, this was a really pretty purse that I found in the bins of shoes. I went through all the purses and belts first, and I literally could not find anything. But then, lo and behold, there were these 2 really pretty purses in the shoes. So yeah, at the end, I go through and sort what I want to keep and what I want to toss back. I check the hard goods bins often after I'm done looking through the regular shoe bins and belt bins, because as you can see, you can find shoes that either people put back or I don't know, they're just randomly in there. So I do find shoes often, and belts and hats. And there's these giant pine cones in this bin that I was like, oh, my kids would love these. And so I did pick up the pine cones. You guys that sell hard goods might see some cool things. I'm not a hard good reseller, so I'm mostly looking for the belts and the shoes, and then whatever I can find for personal use. Oh, more pine cones. So we actually have pine cones in our yard, but they're much smaller, and I thought the kids would get a real kick out of these. Sometimes we'll do painting by rolling pine cones, or just talking about pine cones and then maybe decorating. Here is one single Sorel boot. A lot of times I'll find one single in one hard goods bin and then find the other one later. So I did put that in my cart to look for. I found this costume. There was actually a lot of costumes and wigs. It looks like they might have been clearing out the Halloween costumes and stuff. So I picked that up for my kids. More arts and crafts I picked up for my kids. These were some fabrics, literally 10 cents. They were so light. So I did pick these up for, I don't know, making something. My daughter just celebrated her 3rd birthday, and it was princess and bingo from Bluey themed. So she had 2 themes for her party, and I thought that would be cute to give to my girls. I don't know, make something out of it. They can even make something. My 4-year-old is learning how to embroider on fabric. So yeah, as a stay-at-home teacher, I always am finding things in these bins to craft with or teach them life skills. And the great thing about going to these bins and getting baskets and breakables and crafting supplies is that if the kids use a lot of crafting supplies or break something, it's just from the bins. And yeah, I did find this vintage belt. I think it was Newport News, but it was dirty. If it wasn't dirty, excuse me, if it wasn't dirty, I would have picked it up, but it looked like it might have had dirt that you could not rub off. The white might have been stained a little bit, but if it was not stained, I would have picked it up. It's probably like 40 cents for that belt. This was like a wooden deer. It looked like more than just a display piece. It looked like a bottle or something would go in it. I don't know. This, I knew what that was. We use those for making a tomato cocktail or applesauce in a strainer. At least I'm pretty sure that's what that's for. Here's a belt in the bin. This was not leather, but it was really like boho, bohemian. I did not pick it up though because it just wasn't great quality. And I feel like things like that, if they sit too long in my inventory, they might not hold up. I like picking up genuine leather stuff because I know if it doesn't sell within the year, it's still going to be the same shape. Look at this guy. Look at this, I don't know, this little smushed aardvark trivet thing. I thought he was super cute. So I left that there for somebody else to find. Kid Converse. There was like a ton of new and packaged party stuff. I did put this in my cart, but then I did not end up getting it. I don't think my girls are gonna want like rainbow poop birthday. At least I'll like maybe steer them away from that. But just planning and having 2 birthdays, I realize how expensive birthday decorations can be, so maybe I'll just start picking up decorations for their future birthdays and keeping them in a box. I just don't like having too much things in my house for like just in case type of thing, because then your house gets really cluttered. I did grab those popsicle sticks. My kids craft with those all the time. Here is a hat. I still have to do research on this hat. I'm thinking it's a band tour hat, so I did grab it though. It was very cheap. This was interesting and crazy and really not my taste or style at all, but I'm thinking that's Raggedy Ann and Andy vintage wallpaper. If I was a hard goods seller, I think I would pick that up. This I did pick up. This one totally looks vintage. Myers rum. I did look up comps. I think around $15 for that hat. Play tunnel. We actually have 2 of those already, but those are fun for kids, and I see them all the time at the bins. One little Jordan shoe. I totally would have gotten those for my boy if there was another shoe. And actually, kids Jordan shoes do really well. So like if you can find the kids version sneaker of an adult shoe, those actually do really well, because a lot of times dads like to match their sons. This belt I was considering because it was like fully studded, but it did not have a brand on it and it was not leather. If it had like a brand like Nine West, Torrid, whatever, like they don't use quality materials all the time, but they are branded so people know what they're getting, kind of. Torrid belts actually sell really fast for me, even if it's not quality leather, but I did not pick those up just because it was not branded and not leather. I have a lot of these puzzles. I love wood puzzles for my kids. That one was missing one though, and that would have been perfect though for my boy. He's starting to grab things. He actually just started crawling today. Today is July 25th, and he is 8 months, and he just started crawling today, so that was pretty exciting. This was like a French game. I have been to France, so sometimes I am interested in all things France. So here I am sorting which ones I am definitely getting. That one's Corks. I think Corks is by Corky's. I'm not 100% sure, but those were really great quality. Those are some Skechers. More Indigo by Clark's. So yeah, I just pulled another cart, an empty cart up next to my cart, and was able to just take another look over the shoes and go through it and sort them. A lot of times on the weekends though, especially in the winter, lucky if you can actually find a cart. So during those times I do not sort, and it's kind of like crazy busy. And then I get home and sometimes have to toss some shoes that might have been crumbly or just were a bad buy, maybe redonate. And that's just part of the business, and it's okay because, you know, my cost of goods is really low at the BINS. Do you see those clogs right there? I really am wondering if I probably should have gotten those. Clogs always do really well for me. These are the shoes I didn't get, but clogs always do really well. These are not branded though. But clogs, wooden clogs like these are usually made in Sweden. I don't know, maybe I should have gotten these. These are some Artisan Clarks. Those are a little too scratched up. These were some Vince Camutos, but the heel was chewed up on that one. Those like fancy purple and green ones were Poetic License, which is a great branded brick pickup. Those Keens did not have an insole, and I didn't really feel like cleaning them. So here is my cart when I'm all done. I did pick up some books for our outside neighborhood library that my husband built. We have a lot of adult books and not a lot of kids books. We actually initially had a lot of kids books when we started, but I think kids, like neighborhood kids, just take them, which is totally fine. And when they're riding their bikes or whatever, so we're gonna fill that back up. These are the two purses I am so excited about. So this, I don't think is leather, but look at how neat it is. And then new with tag, looked it up, Mary Frances. So I was pretty excited looking up comps on these bags. And then this one was tangled with it. So these were both in the shoe section tangled together. Look at this. This also has a tag. Let's see. Has a little mirror in there. Pure silk lining, made in India. Really cool. Okay, so now it is 2:08. Just packed everything in the back. Look at how sweaty I am. I'm a hot mess. So that's one thing that has kind of stayed with me as far as symptoms go. So yeah, that's one thing that has stayed with me as far as symptoms go. I didn't tell you all, but I actually had COVID, and I tested negative about a week ago. So we've been staying in the house for a very long time, and even though I've tested negative a couple times, I still have some symptoms, which is like my taste is kind of gone, and I have like excess sweating, which is so awesome. And I asked the worker in there if it's really hot in there, and he was like, not really. I was like, okay, great, because I'm like pouring sweat. And yeah, that's so much fun. But anyways, I paid $88, I think $88.10 for all those things in my cart, which is awesome. And now I'm thinking I might go to the regular Goodwill store, because I did not get a lot of belts. I got one belt, you guys. Yeah, one belt, 2 purses, which are awesome. But I think I missed the rotation. That's usually around 1. I got there before 1, but it seemed like it might have already happened. So I did get a lot of really nice, good shoes though, for it already have been picked over, and I will show you guys the haul later. But I'm gonna head to Goodwill now. Alright, so here we are at the regular Goodwill. I do have my fancy Goodwill bag. It's small, so maybe this will help me to be a little bit more pickier. I can sure fit a lot of belts in here though. So yeah, let's go thrifting. All right, so right away I walked in through the doors and found this on a rack just staring at me, and it is Lauren Ralph Lauren huge crest emblem embroidered right on the pocket. I don't sell a lot of clothes at all, but I did see that, and that was gorgeous. Okay, so here is when I started realizing that my $1 per belt price that I'm used to is no longer. All the belts are priced separately. This one was a J. Crew leather belt. I would have picked this up in a heartbeat if it was $1, but now I have to reconsider because everything is priced more than $1, and that is so disheartening. I was really sad about this because that's one reason I love selling belts, is the price is predictable. They're really easy to ship, really lightweight, easy to store, and now I'm like, okay, great. Now I'm gonna have to really be picky if I'm paying $2.99, $3.99, etc. And so here I am looking through the belts to see if I can make, $20, 18, 20, 25 bucks on a belt. This was a vintage belt. That's one thing I really like about vintage belts, is they have a lot of really neat buckles. The quality of the leather or faux leather is not always the greatest, but the buckles are always really, really neat. Alright, so I did grab these belts right here, and then next I do end up going to these sunglasses, and I'm looking at this, I'm like, is this Gucci? With the green, red, green. I do put this in my cart to look up, but when I went back to my cart, they were gone. So I don't know if someone took them from my cart or what. I mean, I'm not like too sad about it because I don't sell sunglasses that often, but I definitely wanted to look them up just to see what they were. Yeah. So this is right next to the wallets right there. And I feel like the wallets are getting more expensive as well. So yeah, coming from the BINS to the regular Goodwill, I was like, wow, I'm not really going to buy a whole lot here today, but actually I ended up spending a lot of money. Spoiler alert, I spent over $200 at the thrift store. So I'm looking mostly for like fossil wallets or, I don't know, sack roots, vintage small mini purses like this one. And then there's a lot of made in China purses that are meant to look vintage but aren't actual vintage. So I'm like looking for like a US patent number or a brand for like a vintage brand, like Andy, A-N-D-E, or Andre, I don't know. This was like a Harley Davidson bifold wallet type of thing. There was actually 2 of them in this bin. This one was $10, and it was for the 105th anniversary. I actually sold one of those before, but I think I picked it up at the BINS. This one was a Vera Bradley that I was looking at. Anyways, back to the Harley Davidson. Those comps are only like $15 for the Harley Davidson wallet, even though there's like a medal in there. I guess they might have been just giving those out. There's a Sac Roots wallet, which is cute, and they do sell, but it was a little bit too dirty. And then this this clock was right in the wallets, and it was $1.99. This is like a vintage clock that you would put on your nightstand. I looked up comps and they were pretty promising. Yeah, so that's like a wind up type of clock. And here is a Vera Bradley small little clutch. I did look up comps for that one. I put in my cart to look up comps. It's only like $15. And then here is the second Harley Davidson wallet, and that one actually had a ticket stub in it, and it was half price. So I looked it up. I don't know, I just did not get it. This one was a Fossil wallet, but it was kind of beat up. This I did pick up, but did not actually purchase. It was called Starlet, and it was really heavy. Like, the crystals are making the purse really heavy, and so it felt like quality. But when I looked it up, people were only selling them for like $15-20. So yeah, not worth the $12.99. This was a Me Too bag. I think someone might have been selling it for like $40. And it's really boho and cute and suede, but it was a bit dirty. That I definitely could have probably gotten out, but the other side had more of like a water stain or oil stain that I did not think I could get out. So I left that. Plus, purses are not my favorite to list. I did think this was cool though. It was not branded, but it had a little concho, Southwestern native concho attached. It was like a woven, almost Pendleton print, but it wasn't branded, and then it was a little bit cheaper made on the inside. So I did not grab that one. Maybe if it was at the BINS, I would have picked it up. These purple vintage boots I thought were really cool, and I would have gotten them if the hardware, that rhinestone hardware, didn't have rust on it. So that was a no. The rusty hardware is a no. But purple boots, heck yes. Well, I think a lot of people would like the purple. I did spot these right away, and these are VINS. You could tell their quality. They're just heavy. They're leather sole. This is new to me. This is Solve by Dansko. I haven't seen that before. These were $10. I did not pick those up though. That's a little pricey for those Danskos. Some vintage Haracha open-toed sandals. These are some women's golf shoes. Golf shoes can do really well, but I was surprised that that style was not selling for as much as I thought. So I did not get those Nike golf shoes. Lucky brand. Here is a Harley Davidson hat. It was new with tags. Originally $25, and then at Goodwill it was $6.99. So if I sell it for $25, I can make my money, or I can definitely make some money on it, but I think I'm actually going to price it higher because I did not see anything like that online. This just was like a fun grandma core hat, and I'm totally going to list it as grandma core. I had like dried flowers and pick those up. This is a brand that I do pick up, Zero. It's a good athletic shoe. I believe those were $6.99. Here are some Brooks. Now, at first glance, they look like really great condition, but the edge of the soles were a little bit too worn. Well, a lot of it too worn. And these look like Doc Martens, but they are not. These were in rough shape too. You can pick up Doc Martens in rough shape and they still sell, but not Doc Marten lookalikes. Maybe Skechers, maybe some platform Sketcher Doc Marten looking sandals. Those might do well. Those are on trend right now. These hats I put in my cart to look up. I believe that one was a 9 West sun hat. I did not get that. This was like a vintage tweed-ish fedora hat, and that was definitely vintage. I did get that one. This one was like a golf ring hat, and if this was at the BINS, I think I would have sold it, but this was priced, I think, at $6.99. And then these were some free people socks, which was pretty cool. New with tag, but they had them priced at $3.99, and they're only selling for like $12 online, so I did not get those. I spotted these red vintage boots, and I do love selling red, purple, green boots. Definitely love selling vintage boots, so I did grab these. I think they were $9.99, and I'm looking at the brand, and I guess it doesn't even really matter. If they're vintage boots, the brand doesn't matter as much. And I love selling vintage shoes because they're kind of one of a kind, and you can name your price if you don't see a lot of things out there that are similar. I did grab these Lucky brand ankle boots. They seem to be almost brand new and a newer style that I haven't seen before, so I'm hoping to get those listed quickly, and hopefully they sell come fall time. Thought that the design on top of these boots were really cute, but the brand, I don't know if this is Rock Republic, but that's not a brand I pick up. Here's some more dance goes. Right, so I did end up getting more than just this bag full. I also got a box, and I wanted to show you guys this. So I am not a glass seller. I couldn't pass this up as I was by the line. So I do know that hand-blown pieces can go for a bit. And then this one says Limberly Glassworks, made in Texas. It is signed. So I looked that up, and comps were I don't know, 50 to 150. So yeah, and this was yellow tag, so this was orange tag, so it was $10. And yeah, selling glass regularly is not in my business model because of my storage and everything like that, but every once in a while I'll pick something up if I don't go out of my way to pick it up, I guess. So so I have all of these and all of that. Okay, we are done shopping. So this store took me a lot longer than the BINS. It is now $4.24, and that is mostly because I walked down every aisle just looking at things that I've been looking for my home. I'm looking for some wine glasses and a salt jar and things like that. But overall, I spent $207.07 on the shoes, belts, hats, and some miscellaneous things. So that is more than double what I spent at the BINS, but I do have some nicer items to put in my stores. So yeah, I think I might make another video for the haul, because this is going to be a very large haul. So make sure you stay tuned for the haul. I will probably record it once I get home. But if you like these kinds of shop with me videos, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in my next haul video. Thanks.